प्रभु आ गए।
Is it okay when you do this? Thanks. No. It's there for 44.
Congratulations. So, is there a way to sit down? Anywhere you can sit, I don't know. Should I?
Right next to the name?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wow. Jeez. Y'all make me feel like somebody. Did you know Sanga Vindo? You know Sanga Vindo? Yeah. Okay. How you feeling? You're looking great. You're looking great. Yeah, Tristan, man. Look at this up. So glad we brought him. Awesome. You did that before you I just want
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Checking. Hey, is it working? Can you point it? Okay. Yes, it's good. Thank you. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. If you can hear me, please say shh. Thank you everyone for being here today. This is such a rare opportunity, and it's one that is heartfelt because it's rare to get a human form of life. Labban Sadhu Lavamidam Bhavasam Bhavante Marusha Martana Minitana Pihadi. But it's valuable because even though it's temporary and compared to geological time, it's only a flash. But to speak of cosmic time. So those who've come here today, all of you, the initiates, please welcome them. Congratulated for taking advantage of the greatest opportunity of all time. Kalim Sabaja Yantabarya. Kalim Sabajantyarya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam Karabhagavatam, when he says, Kali Yuga is a time to be celebrated because it has a great opportunity. Kalim Sabajantyarya Gunagya Sarabhavina. Yatra Sankirtanena Sarvaswarto Bilabhiti. Those who know the value of Kali Yuga know that in Kali, by taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanting the holy name, one can attain all values. And so those who come forward and do this are mentioned by the same author of the last verse as Sumedha Saha, highly intelligent. Today there'll be 4 devotees initiating. His Grace Kalakanta Prabhu of Gainesville and the world. Advaitacharya Prabhu, whose center is in San Antonio. Okay, he left and joined Kalakanta in Gainesville. But it's his first time initiating, which is... because he's one of the biggest encouragers on the planet for devotees to take responsibility for others and act as initiators, and what to speak of instructors. So thank you, Kalakanta Prabhu, and thank you, Advaitacharya Prabhu. He looks like an acharya in stature, and his countenance are the other way. Huh? He's trying to get all humble on me. Damodar Maharaj has traveled all the way here from Africa, so we wanted to have blessed this assembly by having him sit in today, so all could see. But he asked us to begin the ceremony. So today, due to some odd reason, the hotel didn't want to have an open fire. We as Hare Krishnas can't figure that out for the life of us. The ceremony will take place here in the name giving, and those who are taking initiation will accept vows, but in opposite order. Make vows, and then receive a name. This is a system that is recognized in the Shastra. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about how if one can take an initiation into the chanting of Hare Krishna, even though it's an open mantra, from a Vaishnava who's available, then it's very auspicious. And if one avoids that, then he says it's the 3rd offense in chanting the holy name, and one will have to wait till the next life to accept the spiritual master. So there are also some second initiates today who will be receiving, or have already received, the divine mantras passed down through our group from Prague. And the way the ceremony will begin is by Kalakanta Prabhu calling up each one of, he'll speak something, and then he'll call up each one of his candidates for initiation and say something about them. And then they'll make their vows and give their names. I'm guessing that we have one microphone, so we'll have to share this with the initiates. And also, for those who will be speaking, Rajaras Bhavana Prabhu will hand you a little cube like this one that you can clip on your shirt so that people online can hear you. Of course, it would be nice if Rajaras Bhavana was here. Oh, you took this. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, then. There.
Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Chikapaturiyascha Prabhasindhuyecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vaisheshika Prabhu has brilliantly set the philosophical foundation for today's ceremony. I would just like to add a few words of congratulations for the initiates. It's not an easy thing to come to this point in life. Srila Prabhupada said that I could have millions of followers if I simply eliminated these 4 regulative principles. A gentleman once said to me, I know your 4 principles. No meat, no fish, no eggs, and no onions. But these vows are a little more grave, and they're lifelong, serious vows that are taken only after some period of intensive practice, as well as relationship building between guru and disciple. So the initiates here today have gone through these phases and stages and preparation, and we're so happy to celebrate this auspicious occasion. As Vaisheshika Prabhu mentioned today, Advaitacharya Prabhu will be initiating his first disciples. Advaitacharya Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. As this is God Brother Dear Damodar Maharaj, correct? So, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, my very dear friend from my brahmacharya days, I know he would be very proud to see this happening. And please, everyone, give your full blessings as this auspicious occasion takes place.
Hare Krishna. Because I have no pockets. Hare Krishna, thank you all so much for your kind blessings. Thank you all the senior Vaishnavas, all the guests. We've been, as a society, we've been in the business of curiosity since 1965. We've been feeding curiosity. We've been feeding the world with curiosity since 1965. And I was wondering, I was curious myself when I saw a room dedicated for this occasion of initiation. It's a Conway room, so I was curious about what is it about the Conway room? Were you curious? How many of you were curious about the Conway room? No? Do you ask questions in your life? Sometimes. It's good to question, because as you question, as you remain curious, you will get answers. So I looked up Conway room. It comes from, actually, a literal meaning is conveying, like it's like a transmission room. So I was like, wow, it is not random. How appropriate. There will be something transmitting here. So, because I was curious, I was rewarded with this wonderful feeling of illumination. So knowledge brings that. Knowledge brings the illumination. Even when you're on the phone with the customer service, right? When they explain to you how it's done, you're like, oh, wow, so wonderful. Thank you. You become blissful instantly, right? Because ignorance and not knowing is suffering. Another meaning of convey is actually a very old Irish surname for the great warriors. Great warriors who, the weapon of choice was the war hammer, a hammer. It was a war hammer. And again, how appropriate, a war hammer. Balaram carries the as the original Guru. Balarama Nityananda Rama Ki Jai. And to recognize these points of connection. So that's what yoga is. And so we are very blessed today to be in the midst of so many of you sincere souls, and in the midst of so many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples that we owe so much to. Without them sacrificing in their life, sacrificing time and energy to remain curious and to dedicate their lives for the upliftment of humanity. Thank you very much for the opportunity as we connect more sincere souls to Guru Parampara, to the lineage of ancient times where this wisdom and this transcendental knowledge, and more importantly this bhakti, this love has been passed down like a ripened fruit, very carefully, very gently, from hand to hand, to remain intact, as it is. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Om Vishnu Hare Krishna Visaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityaname Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravam Vacharani Yeri Visesa Sanya Parali Prasthatati Sataya Om Dhyana Sundarandasya Gyanam Janasvalakaya Chakshu Malitam Yena Tashmai Sri Gurve Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada said that initiation is the beginning. It is not the end, it is just the beginning. Beginning of our journey after spending valuable lifetimes in this material world trying to avoid Krishna. When one becomes fortunate to realize that it's not possible to avoid Krishna, one will decide to surrender to Krishna. Surrendering to Krishna, the spiritual master who is representing Krishna here will accept the disciple and give all the necessary training. When the disciple have decided to submit his or her life to the spiritual master, then he's given or she's given an official initiation. It's official. And now our journey to return back to Godhead begins. The spiritual master will give us a bead to chant Hare Krishna. A bead which we are taking from Krishna. From the spiritual master is Krishna. The spiritual master is given. When we take the bead from the spiritual master, he is giving us Krishna. Not just a physical bead alone. It is Krishna that is giving, because he's giving us the name. The name and Krishna is the same. They're not different. So what we do with Krishna, the spiritual master has given to us, is our responsibility. So as we are looking for a bona fide spiritual master, we also need a bona fide disciple. A bona fide disciple, a bona fide spiritual master things will work perfectly. And our journey will become very smooth to go back and back to God. At the end of the initiation, the disciple will give Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina is of two types, the physical one and the spiritual one. The physical one is the money we collect and give to the spiritual master. That is external. The real Guru Dakshina that the disciples will give to the spiritual master, the real, the original and eternal Dakshina is to keep to the vows we have promised at the time of initiation to the spiritual master. That vow is our eternal Guru Dakshina. And that is where the disciples will put his or her emphasis on how to keep to this. Because by keeping to that is the first order of the spiritual master. That's the first order. To chant the holy name and to keep the religious principles. And the Guru will do the remaining cleansing. He will give us the knowledge which we need to disentangle ourselves from material existence when these principles are kept. So, initiation is the time we are taking this vow to maintain this so that we can become successful and go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-janana-shakaya Chakshur-dilitam Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Panchakarpakam Krishnam Bhaktarupasvarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktavyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gauratushe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manta Matergati Vatsarvasva Vatanambojo Radha Madanamomano Kalpatrumana Srimad Radha Simhasanaso Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Krishnalini Sevamano Smarami Srimad Rasarasarami Mam Shivata Kashastika Kashnateno Sumergopi Gopinata Shivesuna Taptakanshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And now, all of you will receive neck beads, 3 strands of Tulsi Mala around your necks. And so, if you've brought those, please have the designated person put them around your neck. If you need help, please call out.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. One strand neck beads means we're chanting. 2 means you're aspiring for initiation, and 3 means you have a spiritual master and you're initiated. So wherever you go, wearing neck beads, you're sure to find someone in a remote area who unexpectedly says, Haribol! And that's a good thing, because it will remind you that, yes, I'm on a mission here, and I'm representing the Sri Guru Parampara. It's a point of high distinction, although we take it very humbly, that we're able to display ourselves as Vaishnavas, as the first stage of initiation. It's a process, not an event. It's tapa, which means you turn away from the material world, realizing that this is not the purpose of my life, to try to settle here, or to enjoy, but to serve, and to serve. The second is Pundra, which means Urva Pundra, or putting on the signs of Vaishnava externally. The third is Nama, or receiving a new name. And today, as a spoiler alert, it's going to be either Dance or Dacia. And after that, the second initiation is mantra, where one receives the mantras passed down through disciplic succession, and finally, there's yaga, or entering into worshiping a deity. So today, there are candidates for both nama and mantra. And Kalakanta Prabhu has asked me to begin with the 4 vetted candidates who sit here today, and whom I'm very excited to offer initiation to. I'm very proud of every single one of you. We're not calling you up in a particular order. We've shuffled the deck. If you'll please come up and offer your obeisances to Prabhupada and then the senior devotees here, then you can sit and we'll ask you your vows. And then after that, we'll give you your name and your beads. And I'm assuming that everyone else will follow a similar pattern. Bhakti Kala. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bhakti Kala, we've been chanting for quite some time now. We're very sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness. And this is a great meeting we're having because although we've been in touch for a long time, it's the first time we're actually personally meeting or meeting in person. And very excited for you today. Please, you can use this microphone. First, let's stand up as Maharaj comes into the room.
Could I somehow squeeze in here?
Try it and go for it.
Hare Krishna. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, please say shh. Bhakti Kala, I think that's a harbinger of good fortune for you. That just as we are about to hear your vows, His Holiness Indra Junior Maharaj walked in. It's the equivalent of Narada Muni appearing on the scene. So the Vina, he has his own. Kinkala, please tell us your vows.
Hare Krishna, Guru Ma, and Guru Deva. Please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And here I am today to take my vows. It is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds minimum, rest of my life, and follow the four example principles, which are no meat eating, including fish and eggs, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex.
Following the principle, the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul, and depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord in their like desire choose. I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore grand disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all of the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. Yours is a name of one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is also in Krishna Lila, or you can say it the other way around. I hereby very joyfully give you the name Kalakanti Devi Dasi. Dr. James. Dr. James and his dear wife have been searching for God and looking in many, many places. They're so intelligent. As soon as they came in contact with Krishna consciousness, they realized that they had found the absolute truth. And since then, both of them have been following the process of Krishna consciousness. And Dr. James and his wife are extremely enthusiastic for Krishna consciousness, and it's a great victory for the world that we've come here today because of coming in contact with Lord Chaitanya's movement. Please tell us your vows.
Thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. I promise to no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxications. And I promise to do at least 16 rounds on the Maha Mantra a day.
Dr. James, for the last time, following the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul, and depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who will like desire trees. I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore grand disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. I'm very pleased to award you the name Jambavan Das. Nihar. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I met Bhakti Nihar because I needed a best of accountants. He is the best of accountants, his whole family, in fact. And when I called him up, he said, "Oh, I'm glad you called. I just finished reading your book." It's our family business. And by the way, I'm looking for spiritual guidance. It was divine arrangement that I called that day because we had an especially wonderful relationship. And Nihar has been in Krishna consciousness since he was 6 years old. His family all initiated, and now has come after a circuitous route to this point of initiation. And I think the gods may be watching from the clouds to cheer upon your vows. So please tell us which vows you came to make today.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, Guru. Please accept my humble obeisances. My vows are to chant 16 rounds of Maha Mantra every day, and follow the 4 Virtual principles: no gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. Thank you. No fishing net as well.
Bhakti Nihar, it's a great joy, following the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul. And depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are like desire trees, I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore a grand disciple of this divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. I'm very happy to award you the name Mri Hari Das. Abhinish. If you sense some home field advantage, all the devotees from ISV. Avnish is one of the unqualified success stories that we're seeing nowadays, as per the predictions of the Shastra, that very exalted souls who have come to the Sankirtan movement. And as the exalted souls come, and they also have children who grow up in an environment where Krishna consciousness is foremost in the family, as it's been in your family. Your very exalted parents, and not to speak of all your friends, who have nothing better to do except for to chant Hare Krishna, distribute books, go on Sankirtan, come to festivals, right? Hello. You're a shining example of what's to come in the next generations. Highly placed in the educational system, excelled in every way, and is also excelled in every way, shastrically, and most important, devotionally. We're so proud of you, and this is a great moment in all of our lives, and we thank you very much for you maintaining such a high standard in all levels. It's an example for the whole world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Also my humble obeisances to all the disciples of Prabhupada and all the devotees assembled here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today, I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day for the rest of my life. I also vow to follow the 4 regulative principles of freedom, namely no meat eating, including fish and eggs, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. Hare Krishna.
A+. Dear Avanish, for the last time, following the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul, and depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who like desire trees, I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore a grand disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. I very joyfully award you the name Alalanath Das.
Today we have the honor of welcoming new devotees into the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and I'd like to start with a senior disciple of Bhakti Churu Maharaj, who will be taking her second initiation today, Lila Manjari, Devi of Columbus. Lila Manjari and her husband, who have been notable teachers of Krishna consciousness wherever they have lived, in Tampa, Jacksonville, Columbus. And she has brought many wonderful devotees to Krishna consciousness and continues to hold active programs in her home. So she has already taken her first initiation vows from His Holiness Bhakti Churu Maharaj, our dear godbrother. And so on his behalf, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I will present you with the Gayatri Mantra from this. And congratulations, and thank you for all your service. Dr. Stephen? Dr. Stephen is a graduate of the university, major in religious studies and music. He's a professional grade guitar player. Indrajit Maharaj has asked me to. I'm sorry, but he's busy distributing books. Dr. Stephen, you've been chanting for 3 years, 4 years now? 2 years, 6 or 16 now. Stephen completed his studies while living in the ashram at Krishna House, Gainesville. And he's been a very exemplary devotee, friend, student, and now he has got the fever of book distribution from Parmeshwar Prabhu. So he's going to be out distributing books this summer and in the fall at colleges across the United States to bring more young people to Krishna consciousness, for which we are all very grateful. Srila Prabhupada writes in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that the Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru are on the same level, level of respect, but different manifestations of Krishna's mercy. So Stephen, I'd like, before initiation, could you just name 3 of your outstanding Siksha Gurus who you'd like to recognize today?
I would like to honor and acknowledge Parameshwar Prabhu, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, and Krishna Kshetra Swami as 3 Shiksha Gurus who have me immensely over my past 4 years since I met devotees and coming to Krishna consciousness.
I know I limited you to 3, but we would be remiss if we did not mention His Grace Brihat Mridanga Prabhu. He first introduced you and distributed a book to you, right, in Orlando, is that right? Okay, but anyway, he's been pounding your head for the last couple of years. So Stephen, what are your vows today?
Gurudev, I am vowing to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day for the rest of my life, and to follow the 4 regulative principles of freedom, which are to not participate in gambling, not to engage in illicit sex, not to take intoxicants, and to refrain from eating meat, fish, and eggs.
So on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, I'm pleased to award you with the name Sahadev Das. Bhakti Dia. We can consider one obeisance to all the senior devotees. In the interest of time.
Jai Mia!
Okay. Hare Krishna. Please hold that so we can hear online. So, Bhakti Via, who are 3 of the prominent Siksha Gurus who helped you come to this remarkable point of taking these vows for the remainder of your life?
3 prominent gurus that have helped me exponentially throughout the past 3 years are Manjari Prabhu, Prabhupada Priya Prabhu, I think she's somewhere here. And Prabhu, and I would also like to thank Brihat Mridanga Prabhu. He's been there since the beginning, so thank you so much.
I think we could make Brihat Mridanga Prabhu kind of a default Siksha Guru for all. Dia is from Ottawa, Ontario, and has learned come from a devotee family, and has learned Krishna consciousness in the Toronto Krishna House as well as Gainesville and Dallas Krishna Houses. So she is presently studying at the University of North Texas and working in Canada, and by the grace of the immigration officials, is able to be with us today. What are the vows that you're taking today?
The vows that I will be taking today are the 4 regulative principles of freedom, which are no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, and to commit this life to the movement of Srila Prabhupada and in the service, or in the mood of the service, in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. And a minimum of 16 rounds every day for the rest of my life.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, I'm pleased to award you with the name Divya Devi Dasi. This is perhaps the easiest name in the history of name giving. The name is VYA, Via. We're just adding DI. Divine Via, okay?
Hare Krishna, Devi Dasi ki.
Dr. Nicholas.
Nicholas Cuesta.
Dr. Nick Cuesta. You are a graduate of the University of Florida with an MBA and also a graduate of the Krishna House Ashram in Gainesville. And you have been now getting boot camp under the care of Hare Prabhu in Brooklyn for the last year or so while maintaining a highly responsible job at the Royal Bank of Canada in New York. So who are the 3 Siksha Gurus you'd like to recognize today?
In Gurudev, I would like to recognize Mother Urmila for her wonderful classes, Prabhupada Priya, and my Bhakta leader, Hare Krishna. I promise to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra every day for the rest of my life. I promise to not eat meat, fish, or eggs. I promise no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, I am pleased to award you with the name Nakula Das. You may have guessed that Sahadev and Nakula are like brothers from another mother.
Bhakta name. So Bhakta Naik has been with Krishna House for a while. He's a native too. He's from Jackson, Florida. He's a student of UF, University of Florida, where he met devotees. And because of his sincerity, one of the first things when he became a student on campus, one of the first things he wondered, like, how can I get knowledge, like real knowledge? How can I connect with some real wisdom as a young student? And guess what happened? Somebody invited him for Krishna lunch. They say the way to the heart is through the stomach, so there you have it. It took that one bite of throat banana halva. But he's also, because he's from Jacksonville, he grew up surfing. So he's a surfer. But we had a discussion just recently on a beach. Him and I, we were surfing. Wow. Confession. and I said, but for now on, it would be very nice for you to start thinking how to serve different kind of ways along with these. The ways of kirtan, for example, the ways of japa that he very much so likes to do. He's a friend of humanity, and he's a very kind-hearted soul. He is very caring, and he contributes so much, not only in Krishna house, but he contributes so much wherever he is. And I want to recognize his parents here. That's John, his father, and Jennifer. Is Jennifer here? Oh, there she is. So, let's hear the vows for the rest of your life. And these are by the way, these are vows that only meant for Nate and whoever chooses to walk this path to become a better human being, right? The vows of civilized life.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. I vow to chant 16 rounds of Maha Mantra every day, no illicit sex, no gambling, no meat, fish or eggs, and no intoxications.
So, considering you are a friend of humanity, we'd like to give you, in addition to your birth name given by your good parents, would like to give you a name, Narada Munidas. John is also a Florida native from Tallahassee. His wife is at Krishna house, hardworking. His mother is also here, Melanie. Yay! Melanie is also a devotee. He brought up Jonathan from his childhood in that environment of bhakti. So we're real grateful for your service. And also, with your permission, I'd like to give Jonathan an opportunity to take these vows. So, please.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Bhakti Swami, all glories to Guru and Guranga. I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds just to get the pump primed. No meat, fish, or eggs, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. Forever.
Because Jonathan is also very hardworking. On the skateboard park and off the skateboard park, he's a skater. manages Krishna lunch for a while, and he does that in a very caring way. And because he takes a lot of risks for Krishna in service of Srila Prabhupada and his movement, we're very happy that on behalf of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and the entire Parampara, give him the name of Jai Narasimha Das. He hauled all the way from Texas, also here with his parents. Jack and Annie, his parents, they flew all the way from Texas. They dropped everything, and because of their kind heart, and because they brought it in such a nice way. Dr. Jackson is very kind-hearted, hardworking, also in our field of book distribution, distributing knowledge and enlightening the world with those pearls of not just wisdom, but sustenance that maintains our life in purpose and meaning. So, with the permission of your parents, we'd like to give these lifelong vows.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Bhakti Tirtha Swami and all the wonderful devotees of the Supreme. Please accept my humble obeisances. No meat, fish, eggs, onions, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily, forever.
Thank you very much. Dr. Jackson, I grew up being a fan of Harry Potter as well. So, on behalf of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and the entire Guru Parampara, Gaudiya Vaishnava, Gaudiya Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, we name you, your new name is Jagadish Das.
Om Ajnana-Tinamidasya Ganam-Ganashalakaya Chakshuni-Nidhi-Jena-Tasmana Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa-Ramaya Dadati Sva-Prahantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm very honored and very pleased to be present in this august assembly of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge and offer my prostrated obeisances to all my godbrothers and my godsisters who are here this afternoon. We made it a point at Sadhu Sanga 2025 here in Orlando to acknowledge these disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Some are known and some are unknown, but they're all known to Srila Prabhupada. And I wanted to glorify them. Actually, I had a plan at one time that before someone's kirtan, I'd get up and we read off the names of all Prabhupada's disciples. But someone said, Maharaj, there's 220 here. It'll take a couple of hours. But all glories to you, and thank you for your service to Srila Prabhupada and this mission. It's good to mention these devotees and those disciples of Srila Prabhupada who already joined him in his eternal Lila, be it here preaching in this world or back home, back to Godhead, because this is Memorial Day weekend. And this is the day in our country, in a patriotic way, we remember all those soldiers, both men and women, who served in the armed forces to protect our democracy, and especially those who gave their lives in previous wars. I'm an old Marine, Semper Fi, so I think about my mates during the Vietnam War who we lost, and the Marine Corps actually on my birthday every year they send me a little notice. Thanks for serving. So I appreciate that. And so how much more indebted we are to those who are sacrificing their youth. So nice to see such young men and women coming forward. Middle age, old age, or this, you could say this war against Maya. Prabhupada would sometimes speak in militaristic terms. Vaisheshika, I don't know how many times you said, these books are bombs. So these are, all of you are spiritual warriors. You're holding back the tide of Kali Yuga by, each and every one has a way to serve this movement. We really stress the book distribution, that Sankirtan means, Sang means complete glorification of the Lord. So just like in an army, there's the backup. In World War II, I remember, well, I don't remember, my mother told me, she was serving, making clothes for the soldiers. Without those clothes and those warm jackets and sweaters, it would be very difficult for them in different parts of the world. So we honor all the devotees, past, present, and future as well, who are serving as spiritual warriors in the Sankirtan movement, conquering over Maya Dakshini, Prakriti. Krishna says this divine energy of mine is very difficult to overcome, but in doing so, going out and sharing, giving this divine command to all the people. It's especially nice to see all these young boys and girls, middle-aged boys and girls, old age, coming forward. You're the second wave. As we grow older, we're concerned that our pioneer activities will continue, this movement will grow. Several times I heard Prabhupada say, Ananda Bhuti Bharavanam. The Krishna consciousness is blissful when it's expanding. So I was a little late because one of my disciples was singing on the stage, Manjari. I wanted to encourage her. And I came and wow, I just thought it was going to be 10 or 15 of us. I thought, Ananda Bhuti Bharavanam, Sankirtan Gurga is expanding. So I'd like to call forward the youngest candidate for initiation today, Kirtaniya Gora. He's only 11. You're young enough, you can do each in record time. All the devotees. So when someone was looking at my list of candidates for initiation, they looked twice. 11 or is it 21? I said, no, 11. And they said, don't you think it's a little young for initiation? And I said, this boy's been attending 16 rounds for many years, through grade school, and was still in grade school. He's chanting. And that's no easy thing when you're in school. He goes to school, he's got a sika, he's got tilak and neck wreath, so I see your soul. and your hankering to go back home, back to Godhead. He's addicted to chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, we can say maybe he doesn't understand the full meaning or significance of the mantra, although he does in some ways because he's so young. I think it's like medicine. You know, you go to the doctor, you're sick, and he prescribes some antibiotics for you. You take them for 9 days. You don't know anything about antibiotics. You don't know how they're working, but they work because they're authorized. So this process of Krishna consciousness is authorized. So whether you're 11 or 21 or 65 or 90, if you chant Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We also must consider that Krishna's statement in Bhagavad Gita that the unsuccessful yogi, and we're talking about bhakti yoga, devotees, if they leave this world without finishing the course of Krishna consciousness, they take birth in a family of wealthy merchants, so they don't have to struggle for the basic necessities of life, and they can go on with their Krishna consciousness. Or they take birth in a family of transcendentalists. There's different types of transcendentalists. There's yogis, there's jnanis, there's tyagis. But the real renunciates are the devotees, because they're giving up everything for Krishna. So this boy took birth in the family of oh yes, Rajapati Sutta and Priyacharana Dasi. Please stand up. I take it that this young boy's not 11. He may be an old soul who in his last lifetime was, speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. And here he is. So I'm very happy to help him continue on his path of Krishna consciousness. We hope this is your last birth in the material world. It's interesting else, you've got a head start on everyone else at 11. So, what are the rules and regulations that you promise to follow for the rest of your life? And how many rounds will you continue chanting on your japa?
Please accept my humble obeisances, Srila Prabhupada. I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra daily, every day for the rest of my life. And I also vow to not eat meat, including fish and eggs, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication.
In one sense, it's good to take these vows at a very young age, and he knows what he's doing by saying these vows. Reminds me, Prabhupada said one time, in my life, I did not know what was sinful activity, and I never forgot the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. But this boy doesn't know what sin is, and he's taking the vows, and I have confidence that you'll follow them as well. At the moment, your name is Kirtaniya Ghora. I'm going to add, for some incentive for you, another word, nomenclature at the end. Your name means servant of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the king amongst all Kirtaniyas. From this day forth, you should be known as Kirtaniya Ghora Raj Das. Shalini.
Yeah.
So nice pictures. Thank you.
Okay.
telling me what are the 4 rules and regulations that you practice for the rest of your life, and how many rounds on these very big for a girl, these big japa you'll chant.
Hare Krishna, dearest Guru Maharaj, all esteemed devotees of Srila Prabhupada, and all the devotees who have assembled here to support us and pray for us. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds daily on the Tulsi Beach for the rest of my life. I vow to follow 4 regulatory principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. I vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada and your mission in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for giving me this opportunity.
We're very happy to accept you as our duly initiated disciple, spiritual daughter. And for me, being initiating spiritual master is just another service that I'm doing for my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. When some disciples came forward and asked me to be the guru, I was shocked. What? I thought, how I'll do this? But my understanding through my career in Krishna consciousness, because I was also a surfer. We have a surfer here. Where's the surfer? We could meet on Daytona Beach. I was just a California surfer, and somehow I became a devotee, and then 3 days into the movement, they asked me to give class on Ishwar Panchad. 3 weeks later, I was the Sangaton leader. And I became temple president. Anyway, at each stage I felt unqualified. But I remember one thing that Prabhupada told us, and it's very significant. He said, along with the instruction of the spiritual master comes the ability to execute it. So you're taking serious vows here. If the demigods heard those vows, they'd fall down from the sky. They're mixed devotees, so no intoxication. But we can do it because, by Mahaprabhu's mercy, we have Param Drishta Nivartante. We have the higher taste. And Chanakapani said you can only give up something if you get something better. And now you're being initiated into this Hare Krishna mantra. You have the best, because Krishna is present completely in that mantra. He's the reservoir of all pleasures, so we should have no difficulty going back to Godhead in this very lifetime. Actually, I'm reading The Harmonist, the magazine Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And it's amazing that the lectures he gives and his servants give and describes their preaching, etc. And at one initiation lecture, I read what he said to one disciple. He said, I see no reason why all my disciples cannot go back to Godhead in one lifetime. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ki. So, Srini, your name means servant of the young lotus-like gopi, Sri Radha. From this day forth, you should be known as Padma Kumari. Surrender? Sounds like surrender. I just got an inspiration. Anyway. I've been named here, but I'm going to change it. So, surrender. What are the 4 rules and regulations that you're promised to follow for the rest of your life? And how many rounds of the Maha Mantra do you chant on these blissful views?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And you, thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for your presence and devotees spending time with us for such an auspicious moment. I vow to follow all the 4 regulative principles: no gambling, no meat eating, including fish and egg, and no intoxication, no illicit sex. And I vow to do the 16 round minimum every day on the Tulsi beat. And I also vow to support the Prabhupada mission and your vision, Maharaj, to participate. I may not be like younger like Gen Z and Gen X, but I can work as a framework, like in the computers people say that, so I can be as a framework. And these are the codes, like a small particles. And definitely I'll support you, Guru Maharaj, your mission and vision.
This is a missionary movement, and we're all meant to participate. Again, Sankirtan means the complete glorification of the Lord. So someone's a book distributor, someone's a parent, raising children, someone's a businessman, giving donations. It's all Sankirtan. So thank you for expressing your desire to serve the mission. My mission is twofold: to follow in the footsteps of my illustrious God brothers, who are real generals and spread the Sankirtan movement. Keep preaching to our last dying day, our last dying breath, as did Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhupada also wanted us individually to become pure devotees. Of course, by serving the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is our qualification. But it's important to be able to preach. So keep that goal in mind, to help spread the Sankirtan movement, and by the time you leave this world, if at all possible, you'll be chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
With a tear in your eye. That's about devotion. One time Ramanujacharya, head of the Sri Sampradaya, he asked Ranganath, the main deity in the Sampradaya, in Sri Rangam. He said, because the deities speak to pure devotees. So Ramanujacharya said to Ranganath, the deity, the long, very long deity is lying down and Lakshmi Devi is massaging his lotus feet. Ramanuja said, Sri Ranganath, what happens if a devotee can't remember you at the time of death? So Ranganath replied, if my devotee cannot remember me at the moment of death, I will remember my devotee. That's a promise, and I also make a promise to you. My duty is to take you to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, because he's the master at whose feet all masters sit. So that's my duty, and then he'll take us back home. So your name is, I get this inspiration, Surendra. So I'm thinking surrender. So part of the ninefold process of devotional service is full surrender. So from this day forth, you should be known as Atmanivedana. Shraddha. This is a good name. What are the 4 rules and regulations that you practice for the rest of your life, and how many rounds do you chant on this chapter?
Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and accept my humble obeisances, Gurudev Maharaj. Minimum 16 rounds of chanting I do till I am alive. And 4 regulative principles that I follow is no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no illicit sex.
Thank you very much. Actually, our goal is beyond Vaikuntha. Prabhupada described Vaikuntha as the official kingdom of God, and he described, actually Jiva Goswami describes Goloka as the playground of God. So, with all due respect, we want to pass by all the Vaikuntha planets, and end up in Goloka Vrindavan. So I often like to give my disciples names that are connected to Braj. Unfortunately, Krishna has unlimited names, actually, and Radharani has unlimited names. So we're going to give you a name connected to Vrindavan. So Eke Kudundanki. Throughout your busy life, you can always keep your mind on the goal. Just think of your name. Your name means servant of the treasure chest of bhakti or love of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Wow. You should be known as Premanidhi Devidasi. Vivek. Hare Krishna. Congratulations on the most important day in your existence since you fell from grace in the spiritual world. This is like material life, falling. You come in contact with a movement like ISKCON, you accept a spiritual master, then it's all bliss going upwards. So what's that? A big smile. This is the day you can smile. So what are the 4 rules and regulations that you promise to follow to the very end? And how many rounds will you continue to chant on these deeds and continue chanting those names even in the spiritual world?
Please accept my humble obeisance, Srila Gurudev. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, and all glories to Prabhupada disciples and Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here. Thank you so much. 4 regulative principles I vow to follow: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. And for eternity, I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on the beads made of tulsi. Hare Krishna.
Just a note, we don't chant japa in the spiritual world, so you said eternally 16 rounds. You'll chant spontaneously there. Jaya Radha Madhava, Kunjaliha, Gopi Jana Balama. But get there by chanting. Also we'll sing Hare Krishna. So we gave your good wife a name connected to Braj. So we're going to give you a name connected to Lord Chaitanya and the Sankirtan movement. Prabhupada Saraswati and Chaitanya Chandamriti, he says, by serving the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one qualifies himself to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani and Goloka Vrindavan. So it's interspersed, it's connected. So your name means son, servant of the son of Lord Nityananda, Virachandra Goswami. From this day forth, you should be known as Virachandra Das. Shri Krishna Sankirtanya Yeke! Your kirtan starts at 5 p.m. Come hell or high water, I'm going to be there. I'll say one more. 2 more. I won't talk to you. Riksha. I want to go to that kirtan. Riksha.
Dear Srila Gurudev, thank you for accepting me as your disciple. I promise to follow the 4 regular principles, namely no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. And I promise to chant 16 rounds every day for the rest of my life.
I was also very nervous whenever I was with Srila Prabhupada. I stumbled with words because it's natural because he's our authority. We take our authority seriously. That when I say something, we take it to heart. So it's good to be a little nervous and it's good to cry for it. So your name speaks for itself. Servant of the starlight Shri Radha. From this day forth, you should be known as Tarini Radha Dasi. Rajesh. Sweet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. I promise to chant 16 rounds.
This afternoon you go to the kirtan of Vaishnav. Happy to accept you as our duly initiated disciple. I often take a vow to my disciples as well because love is reciprocal. This movement's all about love. I also vow that I won't go back to Godhead until all my disciples are there in the spiritual world. I'll be the last man standing. In the name of Vrindavan Krishna, servant of the dark complexion Krishna, the lover of cows, from this day forth you should be known as Shama Gopal Das. I have 4 candidates for rabbinical initiation. I'd like you to stand up as I call your name. Sweta Manjari Lila. Thank you. Giridhari Sharan. Sulakshana. And Rajeshwari Kripa. Saradya Rasa Devi Dasi. Shri Guru Pamara Ki. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Back home, back to Godhead Ki. Take all the 14 worlds with his Ki.